Welcome to the Real Mama Pod.
I'm your host, Devin.
And I'm your host, Kendra.
We are real moms.
Sharing real experiences. The things people don't tell you.
Hey, Mama. Hey, I am your host, Devin, and I am with my husband today. So if this is your first time listening, you're in for a treat. Kendra is not with me today, but I have Jared here. We are doing an anniversary episode. So we have just turned 11 years old in marriage. We've been together for 19 years, married 11. And so we thought it'd be cool to do an anniversary episode. I think this is our second or third time doing an anniversary episode. So how you feeling, babe?
Right now, I feel great. 11 years in, 19 years together. We could almost retire from each other. But yeah, I feel great. I feel like we get better with every year, learning and growing as a married couple.
That's perspective. Retire from each other. That's funny. Okay, so we're gonna kind of get into it. We're gonna have a light, fun, lighthearted conversation. So excuse us, we are very tired. Not even gonna lie to you. So December is just a crazy time of year between all of the celebrations, our anniversary, preparing for Christmas. And so we actually ran into some technical difficulties trying to record. So something that should have taken 5 minutes took 2 hours. And so, but we're happy to be here and to discuss some things about our marriage.
Yes.
You got any questions for me, babe?
Yeah, my question as always, nothing new. What is different now? What do you seek out of a husband now that is different than what you were seeking out of a husband 11 years ago?
That's a good question. For me, I am seeking peace. I am seeking communication. Communication is always great. And honestly, just seeking God within our marriage, Him being at the forefront. I feel like when we put Him first, we see a drastic change in our marriage. So I think that's what I'm seeking. How about you? What are you seeking for me?
I think you hit it on the head. I am seeking peace as well. Mm-hmm. I am seeking trust. I am seeking companionship, nurturing nature. I am seeking wise counsel. I am seeking sort of a softness that makes a house a home. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and as always, yes, we are definitely in that season of our life where our spiritual health is very important, and seeing the goodness and seeing the joy, the God-given joy in one another is also a great aspect of our marriage right now as well.
Okay. If y'all hear some noise in the back, it's our dog. Like, he will not go to sleep, but we are in his area, so it's kind of our fault. Okay, so what are some highlights of this year, you would say?
Highlights of 2025.
Within our marriage.
Within our marriage. I think we grew in terms of strength in our marriage, I would say. And I think that strength came from hardship. Last year, Devin's mom was going through a lot of health issues, and Devin needed support from myself, and she just needed overall strength and help and companionship from me, and which I tried to do. And now this year, my father is going through very similar issues, and Devin has been there 100% of the time when I have had to leave unexpectedly on multiple occasions. But through that hardship, we have strengthened as a unit, as a married couple. And I think that is some of the highlights. Even in dark times, there are these moments of positivity and blessings that come from one another. So I would say that was a highlight for me.
That's good. That's good. Highlights for me was being able to close on a second property. Hindsight being 2020 though. In this economy, it has been tough. Travel is down in Florida. And as some of you all may know, we own an Airbnb property. So if you're ever in Orlando trying to book a trip to Disney, hit us up because we can definitely use the support. But God has still been gracious even through tough financial battles. We are still blessed to have a second home and still being able to maintain two homes, even when we sometimes have to pay two mortgages now. We've never been used to that. Our Airbnb has always been booked and busy, and due to the economy, that is not the case, but God still provides. So that is definitely a highlight. Our kids are growing drastically. And that has been a highlight for me to watch them grow and change and actually learn from their mistakes and the light bulb going off for them and them being more confident and getting better in sports. That has been a highlight for me. And then us growing together, like we've been through some really hard times, but this year I actually applaud our growth and the way we've been communicating and the way we have been just praying for each other and being more gracious and understanding towards each other. So that's definitely been a highlight. You got another question? Wake up.
Yeah, so look, Devin said it before, we're tired. This is the real Mama Pod. We don't sleep. It's like 11 o'clock at night. We haven't slept in weeks because the boys have baseball, football games, basketball practice, football practice, recitals, Mama Pod recordings. So yes, I am tired, but we are here and we're here for you. So this is all the energy I got. They're going to have to take what I give them because this is it. But my other question for you, Devin, is what advice would you give other aspiring mothers, wives, let's just start there, mothers and wives, in terms of their spiritual journey or their spiritual growth and how to use your belief system to better yourself as a mother and a wife?
Oh, that's a good question. I really like that. So I think for me, I was trying to seek out perfection. And so I always put off things because I was like, oh, I'm not ready because I'm not good enough. I'm not this. I'm not that. I'm not there yet. I don't pray like this person. I don't read the Bible like this person. I don't know scriptures like this person. And so it kind of shied me away from my faith initially. So don't compare yourself to others and where they are in their faith. Just start. Whether that be a devotional on your Bible app, whether that's being a visitor at a church, joining a church, getting involved in your church, take baby steps, and then eventually you will get to where you need to be. Am I a perfect Christian? Absolutely not. Am I a perfect person? Absolutely not. But I try to challenge myself to do things to put me out there and to make me vulnerable with the Lord. And I asked the Lord for these things. Like, Lord, I would like to join a church. Please put a church in our life that we can join. Please allow us to be a little bit more active. Please allow me to have the strength to be disciplined enough to read my devotionals. Please allow me to be disciplined enough to read the Bible in a year. So don't compare your relationship with God of what you may think somebody else's relationship is better. Or God loves you no matter what. He knows your heart. He knows you are trying, and all he wants is the praise and worship. And things will become natural once you just start. Don't have that fear. That's some advice I would give.
Good. I think that's solid advice.
Okay, so you've gotten baptized, 2-3 years ago now? Mm-hmm. And you've been on your walk, as you would say.
That's right.
So what's some advice or tips you can give to dads who may be struggling in their faith?
I would say if you're struggling in your faith as a father, understand. So it's different phases, right? If you're thinking about becoming a dad, that's Samson. That is Samson. Good boy, Sam. All right. If you're thinking about becoming a father, immediately get into the Bible and understand what the Bible says a father is. And you don't take my word for it. Please fact check everything I'm saying. But in terms of a father, raise your children in the ways of the Lord so that when they get older, they will not depart from it. Right? And everyone likes to say, spare the rod and spoil the child. The rod does not mean you are literally beating your child. And some of you might be surprised that I'm saying that, because at one point in my life, yes, I used to think, we need to beat these children because they're bad. But it also says in the Bible that you should not lead your children to anger, right? So you have to find a happy medium. You have to find a way to raise your children up in the Bible as a man, as a father, not bring them to anger, but to show them love and discipline in a way that Jesus or God would discipline us as grown men. That's how we need to treat our children. We can't just let them run wild. They do need to be corrected, but corrected in such a way that shows leadership, that shows that builds confidence and does not tear them down. So I would say for fathers out there, just to make a long story short, for fathers out there, understand that your leadership is essential. And leadership is not always just being loud or being feared, but for your kids to understand, respect, and love you enough to listen to what you are saying and really reflect on it. I think that's the challenge for a lot of dads. And then I guess for husbands, did you ask me that for husbands?
Yeah.
I would say for husbands, you have to love your wife like Christ loved the church. What does that mean? It's unconditional. Marriage is not easy. I don't think it was ever supposed to be easy. No one's going to tell you, all they're going to tell you is congratulations, but they're not going to tell you the truth. Marriage is a lot of give and take. And for some of us, for me, it's just a lot of give. Like, it's just, yes, I'm saying it. I am tired and I'm telling the truth because it's the real moment. I give. I'm not supposed to be up right now at 11 o'clock at night. I like my sleep. I like to get 7 hours of sleep every day. But because this is important to Devin Niche, here I am. And I'm excited about it, and I'm supporting Devin. But I also have to give time, give effort, give love, give respect, give everything that I can, because I only really we as men, as husbands and fathers, only get one shot at this, and we really want to knock it out of the park. So that's my advice for y'all.
Do you feel like you're the only person who give in this marriage?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I give the most. We're going to keep real in the moment.
How, Sway? How do you give the most, especially in the season that we're in right now? How do you give the most?
Am I sitting here on this mama pod late at night? Okay.
Yes. But am I up at...
Did you text me while I'm at work today asking me what's the contact to Shades of Green? All you had to do was Google Shades of Green.
I thought you had a personal contact, so that was my bad. When I saw you Google the thing, I was like, oh, he just Googled it. I thought you had a personal person that you talked to, so that was my bad. It was a misunderstanding. That was a miscommunication.
We caught that on camera right here. This woman admitted that she was wrong.
I thought you had a personal contact.
We can end the show.
Anyway, you do not do more.
I never said that.
You said you do the most, or whatever.
I said I give the most.
You don't give the most either. Not in this season right now, bro. How can you even fix your mouth to say that right now?
That's actually a good point. Not in this season. Nah, not in this season. Definitely not in this season. And let me just break that down, right? Just to give Devin her flowers. This 2025 has been very crazy, right? So here we are, no crap. There we are. My job is very lax. I have mastered my position at work, and I have maximized my time to the point where I can maximize time at home, minimize time at work, maximize time at home. I got time to do everything. I'm coaching basketball, baseball, signed up to coach Little League football. Flag football. And boom, there it is. My dad has a stroke. I got to rush down to, oh no. And while this happened, the opportunity for a dog pops up. This is Samson that you hear in the background. My dream dog. I've always wanted either a Cane Corso or a Rottweiler. And these dogs are thousands of dollars. Lo and behold, an opportunity comes along for a $600 Cane Corso. I think that's unheard of. So we jump on the opportunity. Boom, we got a brand new puppy. And then my dad gets sick. So I rush down to Pensacola, leave the dog the second day after we get the dog. And I'm supposed to be taking care of this dog because the only reason Devin got the dog is because she knows that I've always wanted a dog. Rush down to Pensacola. My dad has to undergo, he's doing okay, but he has to undergo a quick surgery that we thought was going to be quick. And it was going to be easy. So I drove down to Pensacola. My oldest brother met me there, and I drove all the way back to Orlando. Get back to Orlando, my Jeep dies on me. If y'all know me, I ride a vehicle till the wheels fall off because I don't like car notes. I'm very cheap. I say financially responsible. So Jeep dies on me. My dad's surgery goes completely wrong. He has a major stroke during the surgery. He's paralyzed on the left side, and he has to be immediately transported to the ICU. And, you know, catastrophe hits. Right after that, the government shuts down. So I'm pushed into the hardest position that I've ever had in my military career. My dad is in the ICU. My Jeep has broken down, and we got this brand new puppy. What happens? Devin puts on her cape. Devin says, Jared, go ahead and get you a truck. My sister-in-law has this, she used to work at the GMC, so she calls up one of her buddies and says, hey, can you show him some cars? He shows me the car. I get a truck. I've always wanted a truck. So here's the interesting part of this. I am getting everything that I have always wanted in a time of uncertainty, in a time of turmoil, and in a time of adversity. But God is saying, here you go. I have no idea how we're going to take care of this dog. I did not run my spreadsheet for this truck, which I run my spreadsheet, and God is saying, I'm giving you what you want, but now you have to trust me. I have no choice but to trust God in this situation because these are the things that I have to have, and things are moving warp speed. I did not have time to rely on my own self to get all this stuff. And I will say that through it all, God has provided.
Yeah, he has.
So that was a long story, but worth it, I think.
No, it was definitely worth it. I think people need to hear that because I think a lot of people in this economy are in a season. Okay, yeah. Everybody is feeling this right now, and it's very hard, and it's in a world of uncertainty. Like, it's reassuring and refreshing to hear your testimony even in that. So thank you for my flowers, because if y'all know me, I don't like dogs, and the only reason why we got this dog is because Jared, as much crap as he talks, like, I get everything that I want. I'm a princess. And so I was like, the only reason why he's not getting his dog is because of me. So I felt terrible. So I was like, let's get the dog. Not gonna lie, I do love Samson. Like, he's spoiled. He's up under me 9 times out of 10. But it was more than I expected. I just knew I was going to have the help from Jared. I'm training the dog. I housebroke him. I'm doing all the things, knowing his schedule, knowing his, knowing what he likes, what he dislikes, everything. Okay. So, was I expecting that? No. And then still being a mom and a wife and a sister and a daughter and all the other a business owner, all the responsibilities that I have. So it's been challenging, but I'm not complaining. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I am learning how to sit still. I am learning how to say no. I'm learning how to say I can't. And I'm also learning how to take my time. When Jared's off, I leave. I leave this house. I will go take a nap. I will go do something. I don't feel bad. I used to have guilt about that. Like, if I took time away from the family or didn't show up to a practice or didn't do certain things, I would have guilt eat me up inside. But now it's like, I'm here pretty much solo, so these your kids. When you home, they're yours. I don't want nothing to do with Samson, Drew, or Jay. Y'all got it. Yeah. So, yeah.
And I second that. I have no problems with you taking your time because you need that time as well. So yes, I would encourage moms out there. A lot of moms feel that guilt that Devin is talking about, I think, at least.
Yeah.
And I would encourage dads to realize when your wife needs that rest and to give it to her. And it's not an exchange, guys. It's not like, well, I did this, now you got to do that. No. It's like go to sleep, because we're a 2-parent household and there are benefits to that. That means when one person is up, the other person can sleep. Mm-hmm. Please don't be that spouse just because you're tired. Everybody got to be tired. Like, you're not helpful. Okay? You are not helpful. You can use teamwork, and it is great when you do it. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, I think in this season, like, we've had to have teamwork. Mm-hmm. And so there are times when you may do more, and there are times where I may do more. Right now, it's my turn to fit the bill of doing more. But I don't complain about it, because sometimes it flips. When my mom was sick, you had to do everything, and vice versa. So sometimes that's just the way it works out. So that kind of helps with resentment too, not resenting your spouse because you are in that season. Really look at that person as your teammate, as your helpmate, not a tit for tat. So what is one thing you would tell yourself? So our first year of marriage, we really struggled. Mm-hmm. Not even our first year, because we were long distance for 4 years, and then we got together. So like that 5th year is kind of like what we struggled, or the 2nd year. No, we were 4 years. So 2 years in our marriage, we were long distance. Really? When you were at Syracuse, yeah. So you stayed there for 2 years. Then we moved together. We got married in 2014, and then 2016 is when we moved in together. We struggled so bad. Mm-hmm. So, because I think we both, even though we were in a serious, committed relationship, it's different when you become one. Like, now I got to see you all the time, and I was used to seeing you like once a month maybe, or if that. You know, so we struggle with just the space aspect and chores and expectations and all that stuff, and that's before kids. So what would you tell yourself your first year as a husband, or I guess 2nd year as a husband? What advice would you give yourself to that person, to 27-year-old Jared, husband?
It all goes back to spiritual health. I would say get into your Bible immediately, because all the answers are there. The guidance is there. And I never did that. And I never understood what a husband was supposed to be. I never understood what marriage really was supposed to be, the significance of marriage. Mm-hmm. And so for a while, I just saw it as this burden. Like, nobody told me that this was going to be like this. Mm-hmm. And I'm mad. No one told me. No one warned me that, you know, I can't pick a parking space and just pick the damn parking space. No one told me that if someone tells me, let's go somewhere to eat, okay, let's pick somewhere to eat, and that's not the place to eat. Then don't. No one told me that I can't get up and go to the bathroom without saying, hey, I'm just going to the bathroom. No one told, hey, look, this is the real mom pot. No one told me that I had to give up so much of just simple things, because now you are now, like Devin said, you are one, right? And so I would go back and tell 27-year-old Jared, first, before you get married, you have to become the man that God wanted you to be by yourself. Once you do that, you can choose a woman in accordance with what the Bible says a good woman is. Once you do that, you commit to that woman. Once you do that, you raise children with that woman. Once you do that, you end life with that woman. Now, I was lucky. I had no idea what I was doing, and I found Devin, and lo and behold, we're good to go so far.
No.
So that's the advice that I would give my 27-year-old self.
Okay. Do you have a question for me?
Going into year 12, what do you want to work on the most?
I really want to work on our communication. I think we can always improve on that. We have gotten a lot better, but we still have some work to do. So I think once we master that, I think we'll be good. And I think part of communication is anytime I tell you something, you hear an attitude, you hear me yelling, you hear me saying you don't do X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. I can say it in the nicest way possible, and you still hear attitude. You just don't like me telling you stuff. And I try to hold back as much as I can. And so, but at some point, some things just affect me and I wanted to change. And it's been conversations of kind of like the same things happening over and over again. And I think sometimes in your mind, I can't tell you what you think, but from my perspective, it comes off as if you have failed at something. And you didn't necessarily fail. I just need you, like, that's what you hear. You just kind of hear failure part and not hearing what I'm saying to you and not hearing the relation, how I'm relaying it to you. It's just, I'm saying something so you kind of like tuning me out and you're hearing the attitude. So we can break down that communication piece. I think we'll be really solid. Yeah, I think we'll be really solid.
Advice to couples out there. If you do not give the same amount of time, energy, and praise to something that is being done the right way as you do with something that is being done incorrectly, all you are doing is complaining. Yes, that's you. This the real mama pod. Devin wakes up in the morning. Chances are she's about to say something that went wrong. The day didn't even start yet. If something does go right, the only way you know it was right is because it's silent.
That's not true.
Not a word was said and nothing happened. Oh, something must have went right. But let something go wrong. Now we need to dissect it. What exactly were you thinking here, Jared? What was running through your mind here, Jared? But when something's done correctly, no, I'm just silent. It's almost as if like you can't be afraid to praise your spouse.
I praise you though.
This is advice. Don't I hit Samson gonna bark. That is my advice though. And listening also involves, communication doesn't involve just talking. It involves listening as well. Everybody loves to say, oh, communication, we got a communication problem. Maybe you got a listening problem. And on top of that, it's not like always how I can say it the best way. You can tell somebody to go to hell in the best way possible. Excuse me, good sir. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bother you, but I just really want you to know that you can go straight to hell. I'm offended. I'm offended immediately. Now my defenses are up. And you know what? We can both walk through them gates of hell because now you pissed me off. So, it's not how you say it sometimes. It's just what you say. It's hard to dress certain things up. But
if it's things that's being repeated over and over again and asked and like at what point do we stop with the asking or complaining when there's no change? Even when the delivery is nice or when the delivery is not so nice. So, part of listening is actually acting on what the person is telling you to do. Okay. You could listen, but if there's no action, then you're not listening. So that's what I mean about the communication piece. Just all the way through.
Okay, that's fair.
We are halfway there. We're not perfect. Some days are better than others. I'm not perfect. There are some times where I'm just fed up, and I'm tired, and I lose it. That is not right. And it can come off as complaining, but at some point it's just like I'm saying the same thing over and over again for, at this point, years. So, part of listening is acting on what the person is asking you to do. Okay? All right. So, you have anything else? Do you have anything else you would like to add or ask or anything like that?
I think this is probably one of my favorite episodes. We're not dressed up. I'm in a lazy tee, but some of the gems dropped tonight. I'm telling you, it's real talk. And if you guys take this advice, like you get every Mama Pod episode, you will get better at whatever it is that you're trying to do.
Okay. Well, let's end on a fun note. What is one song that comes to your mind when you think about marriage? Because I love music.
That's a good one. John Legend's Crazy Love, what was it?
I don't know.
Is
Cloud Nine?
No. What he's talking about it's like I'm crazy, but you're crazy.
Ordinary People.
Ordinary people. We're just ordinary people. We don't know which way to go. 'Cause we're ordinary people.
So for me this year, I feel like I have a song every year. So last year it was Still by Tamia. This year it's 25 Reasons by Nivea. So that's my jam right now. When I hear that song, I think But so I thought that would be fun to end on a good note and transition into Mama Juice. Kendra will be very proud of me. I am calling this the nightcap. Of course, I got it in my Santa cup, but it's just some coffee and Baileys and whipped cream. Y'all know I like the creamy stuff. So,
Pause.
Nightcap.
Some of y'all got that joke.
What?
Just go, baby.
Okay. Anyway, so pour you up a nightcap, get with your boo, have a cute little conversation, and keep it going.
Boom.
So if this is your first time listening, Mama Juice is Kendra's favorite segment, and she typically makes a cocktail that is catered towards the conversation. And so that was my responsibility for today. Our second segment is Mama's Corner. So this is my favorite segment of the show. And so typically listeners will write in at mama@therealmamapod.com or DM us and ask us a question, and we'll pose that question on our show, or we will ask an additional question. And since we don't have any questions, because we're just kind of coming back, we can ask an additional question. So I have one final question for you. If you can change anything about our marriage, would you?
No.
No? You would keep everything the same?
I only say that because everything is the way it should be. If you are going through a season, it's because there's something very valuable that you can learn from that. Every situation that you're in, it's not coincidence. It's by design. And you have to embrace the highs. You have to embrace the lows. And without the lows, you can't even appreciate the high points. Me and Devin have been through some extreme highs. We've been through some extreme lows. But the thing that keeps us going is the fact that we always find joy in whatever is going on. Because joy is given to you not from your spouse, but from a higher power. If you can keep on that straight and narrow, there's no need to change a doggone thing. Everything is just fine.
That was good.
What about you?
No, I wouldn't change anything. I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, even crappy stuff. So everything happens for a reason, so I wouldn't change anything about our marriage. I wouldn't change a thing. Yeah, so thanks for kicking it with us. Thank you for getting through this episode with us. We hope you have some takeaways. We hope that you are able to, if you are in a relationship or a marriage, we hope that you're able to listen to this with your partner and have some takeaways and have some good conversation about, the strengths and weaknesses in your marriage. Everybody has them. I know we're in this Instagram social media phase where we feel like everybody's marriage is perfect. We'll be the first to tell you ours.
They lying. They lying.
Yeah.
Social media does nothing for people who's trying to get some real advice. All you see is the highlights, and everybody. You'll see you'll see family photos. Now, granted, the last couple we weren't arguing, but there are some family photos. People are like at each other's throat, but then they smile, they post a picture. Oh my gosh, what a perfect family. BS. And I'm not saying that as a hater. I'm just saying that from experience and from just talking to people. So please, the comparisons to other people, don't do it. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. That's the worst thing you could do, is compare yourself or your relationship or your child or whatever the case may be to anyone else, because you have no idea what people are going through behind closed doors. People only let you see what they want you to see. It's very rare that you will find somebody being a true 100 authentic self on social media. So keep that in mind, and keep fighting a good fight. Until next time, mamas.
Bye.